Now Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have reportedly created their own royal household, royal staffing structure to make it more of a hierarchical system. So according to the Daily Mail, Meredith Kendall Mains will be at the helm of a team of 11 operating out of Montecito in the UK. And this comes as the couple continue pursuing their professional lives separately. Now, they've been slammed for this new royal structure after they've spent so much time rubbishing the royal family. But what do you make of this move and what does it tell us?
Look, it's really interesting. What it tells us is that everything that's gone beforehand has failed. But I don't necessarily think it's just the structure. And what I think is interesting about this is we're moving from a Montecito model to a monarchy model. This is very much how the royal family run it. But central to any relationship is how you actually relate and communicate. And now, unless that has changed, I can't see this model working for them. That said, there are great people. There are people who have worked, I mean, as you say, Meredith Mains is at the top there. And look, it is more hierarchical. So she's above all those other people. So you're hoping that there'll be some level of sort of leadership within it that will work for them. But the fact is that they cannot keep staff, so they have to do something differently. They don't just have to hire differently. But I think the point you make about the hypocrisy that's seen is that Harry, of course, has criticised the courtiers, the way the monarchy works at length, and now he's finally recognising that that model does actually work. And we're looking at, people like Sir Clive Alderton, who work for the King and Queen. They are so brilliant at their job. Mark Boland, who was the PR, the comms expert, who saw Camilla reintroduced to the royal family after Diana's death, and for her to be where she is now in public imagination, say compared to Meghan's ratings, shows the work that a good PR can do. So hopefully it'll work for them because they need to get ahead, not just on branding, but on how they are seen globally.
Yeah, and it's hard to see them actually getting ahead because it's just getting worse for them, just as we reported on with the popularity. But turning our attention to the far more popular royals, Prince William and Princess Catherine have welcomed some adorable new additions to the family. Their pet dog, Orla, has given birth to 4 puppies. Very exciting news for the family. Do we know if the puppies are here to stay?
Well, who knows if they'll keep one. I think they'll keep one of them. Orla is the dog that they got from Catherine's brother. His dog, Ella, had puppies, and Orla was one of them. And James Middleton, Catherine's brother, has spoken a lot about how the dogs and the pets help them with their mental health. Look, I can imagine those 3 kids in the, out at Windsor making a hard play for a second puppy in that household. I mean, who can deny a little kid a puppy? But I don't know if they'd be keeping all 4. That would be, it's not the biggest house that they live in. They've only got a 4-bedroom house. So, but I'd love to know who they bred this dog with, because it's not like they send it out into the park like
Royal
everyone
puppy.
else, do they? And breed it with whoever comes along. This would be well-bred dogs. So,
absolutely, and I'm sure there'll be a bit of pressure coming from the children, but we'll see what they do. Now, finally, the story that everyone is talking about, the Beckhams. There are concerns that David and Victoria Beckham fear that there may be no way back at this point between them and their son Brooklyn. This is after Brooklyn shared a pretty pointed message on Instagram. Brooklyn and his wife Nicola are understood to be at the heart of this fallout with the family. Now, Brooklyn seemed to make his feelings clear on an Instagram video where he claimed that he would always choose his wife, Nicola. Look, it's a sad situation, but it certainly appears that it's not getting better anytime soon.
No, and I think one of the hardest things is that the optics on this have always been that the Beckhams are such a close-knit family. We know from watching that amazing series on that. I loved that, and it showed the closeness of the family. And Victoria and David are very much about seeing to be unity, harmony, that they are, that they all love each other. Now, this is really problematic. But what I think is also interesting about it is that it mirrors, obviously, the royal family, what's happened with Harry. But it also is highly relatable for other families. People are always falling out with families. Brooklyn Beckham is 26. As you say, he's put up this Instagram post saying, I'll always be, on your side. Or what did he say? I'll always choose you, baby. You know what? 26-year-olds are not the same as 36-year-olds. He'll be making different decisions in a decade's time. And I'm concerned that their ability to not find a way to repair speaks volumes about how they might not be able to repair with each other should any falling out occur. When people hold their ground like that and don't have that ability to communicate their way out of it, it means that the rest of their relationships don't usually flourish either.
Yeah, no, that's a very valid point. Angela Mollard, thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. Great to talk to you.
You too.